Yummy, yummy.
Little lamb, so you want them to know a little bit before you start. Let's see how they're decorating. Yes, that's
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Idemo mamo, idemo mamo. That's my mom.
Mom and daughter.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Maybe take
Tene
a
de
photo.
kosmitre, ne de kosmitre.
Ah,
Oh, no.
the daughter's saying things about her, and she's saying, "No, that's not true."
true.
She's being modest.
Nice thing.
But yeah. So she's
Tene
saying
que
that
puta
she's a
sacar.
designer. So this would be the main room where people would stand for the liturgy. And differences with Catholicism, for example, there's no altar. Here the liturgy is given by chanting. So that's why you have over there microphones and you have all the different books with all the chants in them. This is for the crucifixion, of course. Today is a crucifixion, so that's why it's all decorated with flowers. And people will come here to give it homage. And usually they say that you walk under homage. You don't have to do that, but this is what people do. And then here you have iconostasis. The iconostasis is a work of art. I mean, I'm not really religious either, but I do admire other religions and whatnot. This is all hand carved, and all Orthodox churches have this. It separates the sacred space from the public place. And the main door is always called the beautiful door. And through this door, only the main deacons can go through. The higher end deacons can go through. On the side doors, usually there's two, but because it's a smaller monastery, there's one. So they're called votives. Votives are offerings that you give to the church. In this case, they have the shape of what you are asking for St. George to help you with. So if you have a problem with your leg, if you want your baby to be healthy, if you want your graduate son or daughter to do well in her studies, if you're building a house, if you have an ear problem, a nose problem. When other monks come from Athens, it's a beautiful table. It's kind of like a dining area. But he lives inside. Okay. So in this monastery, when it was working agriculturally speaking, as I said, it was destroyed by the Germans, it was destroyed by the Turks. They were producing 25,000 tons of olive oil.
Wow.
Back then, in the day.
That's a lot.
Beautiful building. I have this as a screensaver on my computer.
Wow.
So here they had 4 full mills, working mills. Here's 1, what's left of it, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go to the end because it's in much better condition. You can come in. Here you have a wonderful sample of the wood that I was talking about, the cypress wood. This is cypress wood, and this we're going back to Venetian times, so we're talking 14th, 15th century. That's how old this is, and right under your head as well.
Yeah.
That's cypress wood.
That's
and it's holding.
very
Yeah, but be careful.
strong wood.
Yeah.
And that's why the arches and
Yeah.
because of the Venetians.
Yes, exactly. Metal on top of here, and then it would have 4 other pieces of metal that would fit in to the wheel. So the wheel would basically be standing here,
And then before.
and then before this would be a 4-wheel mill. Some of them are bigger wheels, and maybe it would be only a 2. And there's also mills that are only 1-wheel mill.
And it
They're
allowed
much
them to
smaller.
go around in
Yeah.
circles.
So then you had another piece of wood that would come out, attached to a saddle,
To a horse.
to a horse or
Or
a
mule,
usually a
yeah.
donkey or a mule, because
Yeah.
horses are too high
Tall.
for that.
Yeah.
They have to be more level. And what you would do from these rings here would be pulleys. Pull up your sack of olives after you've picked them, dump it into the mill, and the donkey goes around and around. So these wheels will softly crush the whole fruit.
Now the wheels
Hitting
actually
everything,
do the
right? You don't
crushing.
Hit anything before, and you would make this paste, which kind of would look like crunchy peanut butter or like olive tapenade, kind of thing. Look like. Once you had the paste, then you had to extract the olive oil from it because you had these filters. This one's completely deteriorated, but they go around. And after you put a filter down, you'd put paste in the middle of the filter, and then another filter on top, paste, another filter on top, paste, so forth and so on, until you had enough that then you can start pressing. Attached to this would be a huge piece of wood, cypress wood, really, really heavy, and you'd have two men screwing it on to press those filters all the way down. So all the liquids that would percolate out would be either water or oil. And the paste would stay in the middle. That water and that oil would then be put into a vase and let it sit.
Yeah.
The water would stay on the bottom and the oil would stay on the top. And that's what you scoop.